Hi friends, Juan the Yarn Addict here bringing you another stitch tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet the stacked double crochet cross stitch. And this is what it looks like. It's very textured and it looks exactly the same on both sides. Now the stitch multiple here is 2 plus 1. Very, very simple. And beyond this foundation row of twins in a stitch, it's worked up into a 1-row repeat. Everything else is exactly the same. And the fun part about this particular stitch is we work next to the stitches and not on top of. So, for example, your standard double crochet cross is worked into the heads of the stitches here, as I'm showing you. But when you stack these stitches, you're working next to them. So it crunches it down just a little. And as a result, we have this grid-like mesh pattern. It's very nice. You can work this up into a bag. You can make this into a throw. The possibilities are endless. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this tutorial started. Okay friends, so to get started, what we need to do is create a slip knot on our hook. However you do this is absolutely fine. This is how I do it. And for this particular stitch, we are going to need an even number of chains plus 1. Okay, so for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and chain 30 plus 1. Okay, I'll be right back once I have my chains. Okay friends, so I have the chains that I need, which again for this tutorial is 30 plus 1. Okay, so from here what we need to do is go into the 5th chain from the hook. Now this little bit here is considered a chain, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We want to go into this chain right here with twins in a stitch, so 2 double crochets in that chain. So to do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2, and you're going to make sure that you place 2 of those double crochets in the same chain. From here, we're going to skip a chain and go into the following chain with twins in a stitch. Once more, you're going to yarn over, go into your chain, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And you're going to repeat that into the same chain. And that is going to be the repeat for this very first row. It's 2 double crochets in every other chain. So I'm going to do one more set with you silently so you can watch what I'm doing. Just like that. Okay, so continue doing that for the duration of your chain, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay friends, so I am nearing the end of this first row here, and following the pattern, we have 2 double crochets in every other chain, and you should have 2 chains remaining. And so following the pattern, we're going to skip the next chain and go into this last chain here with a double crochet. And so every row should have 1 standalone and 3 chains, which again, the chains counts as a double crochet. Okay, so to start round 2, what we need to do is chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and that does count as a stitch. All right, so from here, we're going to turn our work, and now we're going to work in between the stitches. So instead of working into the heads of the stitches across the top, we're going to work down here into the spaces. We're going to take these stitches and condense them together. So to do the double crochet cross stitch, you're going to yarn over and work into the space furthest away from your hook, and then you're going to backtrack and work into the space closest to your hook. Again, not going into the heads of the stitches, but in turn into the spaces in between the stitches. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, go into this space here, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. From here, we're going to yarn over and come back into this space here that we passed to do this side. So we're going to yarn over, come back here, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, just like that. And that is our double crochet cross. And we're going to repeat this for every set of twins from the previous row. Okay, so I'm going to do it with you a couple more times just so that you guys have it. So we're going to yarn over, go into the space furthest away from the hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and we're going to come back into this space that we skipped and do our double crochet just like that. Okay, now I'm going to do this third one silently so you can see what I'm doing here. And that's it. So I will meet you at the end of row number 2. Continue doing these double crochet crosses in the spaces, and not in the heads, but in the spaces, okay? So continue that, and I will meet you down here. Okay, friends, so we are nearing the end of row number 2, and this is what we're looking like so far. This is the front side, and then this is the back. Look at that. So nice. Okay, so let's finish the second row here. So what we need to do is continue doing one more set of crosses here, and then we're going to insert a standalone stitch over here. So to do that, we're just going to yarn over and go into this chain space and do a double crochet. And then we're going to backtrack and go into the space that we jumped over and do a double crochet over there, just like that. Okay, so to do our standalone, we just need to make sure that we're going into the third chain. So that's 1, that's 2, and this is 3. So if you have to turn this over, by all means, do what you have to. But you're going to yarn over, go into this chain here, draw up a loop, and do your double crochet, just like that. Okay? And that completes round number 2. So nice. Okay, so to continue on, I just wanted to say that the very first row is a setup row. From here on out, you're literally going to repeat row number 2. As you turn your work, you're doing the same exact thing. This is literally a 1 row repeat with 1 setup row. Okay, so from here, we're going to chain 3. And again, this does count as a double crochet. We're going to turn our work over and literally repeat what we just did for row number 2. We're going to go ahead and yarn over and go into the space furthest away from our hook and do a double crochet. And then we're going to yarn over and come back into the space on this side of our cross and do a double crochet, just like that. And we're just going to continue doing that. So yarn over, go on this side of the cross furthest away from the hook and do a double crochet. And then we're going to come on to this side of the cross and do a double crochet, just like that. Okay, so continue on with that, and I will see you at the end of row number 3. Okay, friends, so I am nearing the end of row number 3. I have 1 cross left, and then I have the chain space. So like before, we're just going to yarn over and go into the chain space here with a double crochet. And then we're going to yarn over and come back into the space we jumped over and do a double crochet there, just like that. And to finish the row, we're going to go into the third chain, 1, 2, and 3, with a double crochet. So we're just going to go into that chain and do our double, just like that. Okay, so there you have it, friends. I'm going to do several more rows to just give you a visual of what this looks like on a bigger scale, and I will be right back. Okay, friends, so I have additional rows here completed, and this is what we're looking like on a larger scale. It's super nice, and it looks exactly the same on both sides. The fun part about this stitch is you're working into the spaces next to the stitches and not into the heads of the stitches. So it brings it down just a little bit and it creates this grid-like pattern. It's very nice, and this is very ideal for bags. You can work blankets and throws with this stitch. It's great. And what's more is you can use any weight of yarn, a 2, a 3, it doesn't matter, any weight of yarn, and you can use whatever hook size you'd like. The anatomy of the stitch remains the same regardless of those factors. So that is it for this stitch tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and then hit those notifications to stay updated for more stitch tutorials. All right, friends, that is it for this one, and until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.